Well, good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Excited to be with you and bringing this report. Remember, if you would, please go check out the lumberjacklogicshow.com, the official merchandise store for Lumberjack Logic. Okay, I'm going to get into this report. This is huge. This is so flipping huge. Okay, the Virginia governor's race. Okay? Do you know how many times that's gone Republican since 2000? Once. I'll give you a little history on this, and then I'm going to get into why they are absolutely hands down going to lose and just how big this is. So if you go back to 2017, the Democrat won by 9 points. 2013, over 8 points, okay? But check this out. In 2009, during the Great Republican Sweep, because of Barack Obama's overreach, the Republicans won by 16 points. It was a Republican sweep. Okay, but the governor's race was won by 16 points. In 2005, it was Democrat at 6 points to Tim Kaine. In 2001, Warner won by 5 points. So we're talking since 2000, it's been blue except once. And why was that? Because of complete overreach. And if you think it was bad then, just wait till you see what's going to happen now. Because have you seen the last poll? I know some of you don't trust polls. Look, I followed polls. I've been interested in politics for forever, right? I mean, I can still remember when Ronald Reagan beat Jimmy Carter. I was 6 years old, people. 1980. I remember my parents talking about gas prices, all of it. And I'm going to tell you why this is all going to happen. I know some of you have your doubts, but just walk with me through this one, okay? Just walk with me through this report, okay? So, in fact, if you remember, Reagan wasn't supposed to win, and it was a complete trouncing. So, this is so awesome. The last Fox News poll has Youngkin up by 8 points. 8 points. That means if you combine in the Real Clear Politics average, he's up by about a point. And this is all late movement. Every independent is breaking for this guy. And I know you're thinking, oh, they'll just, cheat or whatever. No, folks, it's not. You will know on election night. Mark my words. You will know on election night, and Youngkin will have beat this guy. And I'm going to tell you why. The Dems have been trying to nationalize this election, okay? So they want to make it about Trump. And Trump smartly and Youngkin smartly have played this thing so well because Trump teases that he's going to go there. Youngkin says he's not. But what it does is it creates a news cycle. Trump is so good at this. And they're not gonna. It's not gonna get nationalized because Youngkin keeps it to local. Now, how is he doing that? It gets even better. I just watched some reporters on CBS. Absolutely hilarious stuff. They are right now bringing in the celebs and Biden and Harris. You want to talk about that's the whole nationalization idea, right? And it's not going to work because no one likes Biden right now. And Harris is even least liked. She is the most smug, pompous, arrogant, and quite frankly, not all that smart person, okay? But Youngkin runs this super smart campaign ad. And the ad is of a mother, and it's talking about this book, Beloved, which has explicit material in it, okay? And she says, basically that she brings up the fact that McCullough has vetoed this bill twice and, doesn't think parents should have a say in what's being taught to their kids. Now, it gets really good at this point because, of course, during the debate, McAuliffe said parents shouldn't be telling schools what to teach. This is where it gets really crazy on the CBS. They're saying, look, there's no CRT. They're being taught in schools. That's just, they're making, they're running an apology campaign for this. And that's in colleges. Okay. And then they're saying, well, and the real question is, how do you go on with class discussions? Because if some kids are reading this book and other kids aren't, and then how do you have the discussions? And then they said, well, it's a slippery slope because what if the parents don't like the book about trigonometry? Like, do you honestly think that any parent is concerned about trigonometry books? Yeah, well, I guess they have said now that math is racist, because that makes a lot of sense. But anyways, and then she said, it's really surprising that there's been such a visceral reaction to this one specific book. The one specific book, I haven't read it, But if it's got explicit material and I'm a parent, I might have a visceral reaction to it too. Okay, and then they said, and what about evolution? What about if they're trying to have class discussions about evolution? Well, you know, they could let them read a balance book of both sides, but let's not even go there, okay? And then she says, they seem to think it's a powerful message. No, morons, it is a powerful message because we don't want our kids being taught this stuff. You know, this is why we homeschool, okay? It's just, but what's really funny is I want you to go do a search. Do a search on, even you use DuckDuckGo because it's going to pull up all the news sources. And right now, when they talk about the governor's race, what are they doing? Everyone will lead with a picture of Mcauliffe. Now, I want you to know, Mcauliffe actually was the governor. Okay, he won the 2013 race. He won that by 8 points. He lost the primary back in 2009 when the Republicans pounded him by 16 points. But in 2013, he won that race by 8 points. The exact margin right now that the poll has him getting trounced by, the last poll, okay? But in Virginia, it's the only state in the union like this, but you cannot serve 2 consecutive terms as governor of the state of Virginia. And so he had to basically take the 4 years off and then go back and run. But Mcauliffe is like this, he's like a, what do they call those whack-a-moles, right? He just keeps showing up. I mean, he's terrible. He was, you know, obviously connected to Obama, which is one of the reasons he got pounded so bad. But now he's trying to bring in Biden. He is tone deaf, folks. He's not listening to parents. He's not listening to the data. He doesn't care because he has an absolute agenda. It is just like Obama and now with Biden where they have these agendas that are just nonstop. See, for example, I did a report the other day, but Biden is absolutely 100% tone deaf. He promoted the lady to a federal position who wrote the letter to the FBI that the Biden administration had called and asked her to write, you know, about the parents showing up at meetings. So he can't read this at all. Mcauliffe is going to lose this race handily. You will know. Mark my words, on election night, you are going to know that Mcauliffe is not winning. In fact, it's going to be more than that. This is where you need, see, we already have an advantage in the states, both in terms of state legislatures and in governorships. And look at where the real star power in governors are right now. Okay, you've got DeSantis in Florida, Nome, Abbott, and I know they've had some of their slips. All right, I get all that. But the bottom line is, the people that are standing up right now to the federal overreach, and this is where it all has to go. It all has to go back to states, okay? And the state citizens telling the federal government to get out and get off their back. And that's what's going to happen. You watch, he's trying to nationalize the race, and that's his big mistake. Because by nationalizing it, which Mcauliffe is trying to do, that's how he's going to lose. Because people see the national power being exerted by Biden that is way too much overreach. Also, folks, hey, thank you so much for listening to the show. But remember my sponsors, MyPillow.com, FreedomHillCoffee.com, enter promo code Lumberjack at both. I also have an affiliate link to My Patriot Supply down below. And, of course, there's a LumberjackLogicShow.com. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting what we're doing. I love you all. Peace out.